Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and a new Lessons with Lydia. So today's video is 7 tips on how to always look and feel chic and polished. This is a kind of updated version of one I did several years ago actually. I filmed it at my old flat and it was how to look chic on a budget, and this is very much within the same realms but a slightly updated version. That was probably, I think it was possibly one of my most watched ever videos. It's definitely up there in the top 3 or something. So hopefully this will be a nice updated version with a few slightly different twists in it. So I've got 7 things and they're all quite a variety. I think being chic, and the definition of being chic to me, is a kind of inside and out experience. So I wanted to cover all of those things, from your mindset to how you act to what you wear. So hopefully talking through the tips, that will make sense to you. So let's get into the first one. So tip number 1, and this really is the kind of start of the day, start of getting dressed, getting ready, and the base of everything really, and that is self-care in terms of looking after yourself. Things like your hair, your makeup, your beauty routine. I think that is kind of the base and the essential to kind of springboard everything off. I always find if I try an outfit on and my hair and makeup is not done and not ready, then I just feel like the outfit doesn't work. And so I kind of gravitate away from that outfit, even though it could be a good outfit, if that makes sense. So I think having that base and getting ready every single day really can boost your mood and your mindset. I personally, no matter what day it is, even if I'm feeling a little bit ill, I'll always make sure I can wash my hair, put a bit of makeup on, and just kind of done my routine, and instantly that makes me feel better. So actually going one step beyond that is the level of care you give to yourself and what you're using. And for me, something I have been using on repeat for actually, I think I've had this for like a year, maybe not quite a year. Both Tim and I have been using this. It's the Zuvi Halo hairdryer. And for me, ultimately feeling chic and polished really starts with that very base level of care of making sure you're giving the best attention to your hair, to your face, to your beauty, to your body, to your health. And so this has been really useful because instead of using heat, which as we all know damages your hair, this actually uses something called light care. So with a traditional hairdryer, I find that I get a lot of this breakage and flyaways. I wash my hair almost every day, 1 because it gets quite greasy, 2 because I do a morning workout and then I have to wash my hair straight after. And I found that I got a lot of that kind of breakage. Since using this though, the breakage has definitely, I can see that those points are now growing out. And I've definitely got a lot less breakage around the front here. So that was kind of my issue and area. So using something that's a lot more delicate can do that. I still start off with a heat protector because often I'll go on to use my curlers or something like that. And then the Zuvi Halo actually has different fixtures to it. So I put this one on, you'll be able to see in the cutaways. That is for like a kind of sensitive scalp, which I think if you are thinking about breakage, this is probably something that would be useful for you. So you pop that on and then you can use the different functions on the back. So we've got the care, fast, soft and style features. So I normally go for the care on this, and it just gives it a really nice gentle blow dry that, you know, sometimes when you're in the hairdressers or even at home and you hold a heated hairdryer too close to your head and you actually can feel a burn. You don't get this at all. You can hold it so close to your head. I don't do this, but you can hold it like right against your head and you don't have that burning sensation. So you just know it's better for your hair. So it actually uses infrared light and high speed air to dry the hair rather than that intense heat. And for me, looking after things like that is like the top on your priority list of feeling chic, polished and put together. I actually also have a discount code, which is Lydia10. I also sometimes use the styling feature depending on the day. I usually just use it to kind of straighten and smooth it out. I tend not to use a round brush just because I sometimes feel like it can really drag your hair a little bit. I don't know whether that's just me using it. So just kind of use my brush and the styling tool and kind of pull it down and really smooth it out, and then you can set the Zoovie onto the style function with the style attacher if you wanted to. And hopefully you'll be able to see in the cutaways that it creates a really nice shine on your hair. My hair is naturally straight, but it can, if I've just blow dried it, it can have a bit of frizz at the end. So just to use the styling tool to kind of brush over it gives it that really nice, smooth and glossy effect. And like I say, we've been using it for almost a year, I would say. So I was really excited that I actually got to work with them on this video and this campaign, because it really is the kind of starting point of my day, really. Don't forget, Lydia, capital L and then lowercase YDIA 10 for your 10% off, and I'll link it in the description box. I think just that act of doing your hair and makeup in a way that feels kind of like it's benefiting you really is the first step to anything. So let's move on to tip number 2, which is to always add a relaxed element to your look. So I'm going to show you a kind of don't versus a do, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and what it means. So the first, I've got this suit outfit on, and I've kept everything quite regimented with it, quite structured, quite formal. I've paired it with a white shirt and then some loafers and this structured bag. And I mean, it doesn't look awful by any means, but I just think it kind of looks a bit too done and try hard. And I think the idea of being chic and polished is an element of natural as well, and ease that comes with that. And I think going for that head to toe one style, really structured look, or the opposite way, doesn't feel so effortless almost. So I would always add a relaxed element into your look. If you think being chic is kind of wearing a suit or a blazer, just find a way to kind of tone that down a little bit. So what I did instead was go for a tank top. This instantly relaxes it. You could add a t-shirt on if you wanted to instead, and then some trainers again, just to tone down the look and to create that contrast with the smarter piece. I've also added more of a crossbody bag, just for, again, a bit more of a relaxed look. So you don't have to do all of these elements, but these are just suggestions of how you can tone down your looks. And I still think if you want to wear this suit, this is still a kind of workwear look. It doesn't feel too relaxed, but you've just got those more casual elements in to tone it down a bit and give it that relaxed, effortless look. And just showing you again here with the next outfit, you could be wearing something really smart like I've got on here, really nice, crisp, blue striped shirt, some white trousers. I've just paired it with some sandals and added a raffia bag just to create, again, that contrast. It still fits in with the look of the outfit, but it just makes it a little bit more laid back and less done. I think that's a bit of a dated way of dressing, to be so done and formal. So to just add in that raffia against the white trousers and the shirt, I think really creates that nice contrast. So raffia, again, a great way to do that, or add some sandals, some tan sandals, definitely will relax your look a little bit. Tip number 3 is steaming and ironing your clothes. I don't have a good way for this, but we have just bought this new steaming device, which is like transformative. We actually saw one that was quite expensive a while ago, and it was like a tall fridge. This one we've got was a bit more affordable and not as tall and big. Basically, you just hang your clothes in it. I'll see if Tim can put a picture on the screen of what I mean. You hang your clothes in it, pull this thing up around it, and it steams your garments for you. Which, in my job, honestly, with the amount of clothes that come in, that I need to film, that I need to have ready and pressed and ironed, I usually have like an ironing basket like this big. So it's nice to have that. It was kind of a business investment for us. But to have steamed, ironed clothes is quite crucial really, I would say, to the overall look of something. I think instantly you can see that when you try an outfit on and it's a bit rumpled. Again, it's like when you try it on with no makeup, you're like, oh, this just doesn't work. And then as soon as you've ironed it, you're like, oh, actually, this looks really nice. Obviously, linen and things like that are a bit harder to do, but no one wants, you know, crumpled linen. Try as much as you can to get the creases out because it does make a difference. I'll try and link that steamer below, but just a handheld steamer or an iron does the same job. It's just a time saver for us to have the machine. Okay, so my next tip is something a little bit more active that you can do. So my tip is to identify 5 outfits that you've worn in the past, you maybe have pictures of them, that you felt your best in, that you felt chic in, that you felt polished in, and then let's break that down. So I've done that for my example, and I've actually found a common theme, which I am not surprised about. So I've gone for more than 5 outfits just to give you a bit more of a feel. You can go for more than 5 if you want, but I think 5 is a good amount of outfits to analyze to start creating common themes of what you feel best in. So in my outfits, I've just kind of gone back through this spring so far and then spring past to give me an idea of what I like to wear at this time of year. And a lot of the outfits really revolve around white trousers, which comes as no surprise to me, as all of my Pinterest saves are white trouser outfits. So I know like a wide leg trouser in a white always makes me feel good. It makes me feel chic. It makes me feel elevated. I think it adds a lift to your outfit. It gives you a chance to then wear something really casual with them because they feel quite a formal piece in themselves. So I've got things, actually a white skirt as well, which I've been wearing this year a lot, a white maxi skirt. And then things I paired my white trousers with, which keep coming up, are things like shirts. A nice striped shirt for me is something I always feel really polished in. And I also think, just looking at these, you can also see that previous tip from before about always dressing something down and having a relaxed element to it. I think I kind of do that within my style quite naturally. And you can see I've got an outfit with some white trousers, a black blazer, this was when we were in Bath actually, some gold earrings and sandals, flat sandals, and then I've just added my Loewe raffia crossbody and it just kind of tones it right down. But yeah, things like shirts, white trousers, trench coats for me are always a winner, and also maybe having a slightly elevated item, maybe some higher end sunglasses or a bag or some kind of accessory that stands out, makes a bit of an impact, but is still quite wearable in my wardrobe. And I think that's my comfort zone of style, but also what I feel my most chic in. So try and do that within your own wardrobe. And if you're really struggling, maybe do a bit of a reflection on mine. I think what I'm wearing here are quite classic pieces that anyone can take away and feel chic and put together in. Let's go back to kind of the physical and mental side of feeling chic and what that means to me. Something I have to remind myself about is kind of posture and body language. So I have done a cutaway of this. So hopefully in the cutaway, you will be able to see the difference of posture and body language. So if you're standing really slumped down, your shoulders a little bit stooped, your face is a little bit sulky and miserable. We're all guilty of it, me too. I think we just sometimes slip into that kind of posture quite naturally, especially if we're feeling a little bit tired. But actually, the minute you stand up, put your shoulders back, walk tall, I just feel like there's such a lift in your mindset, your mood, and of course your body and the way you look as well. And the way that translates out to other people, you're kind of open, willing to receive goodness, positivity, and I just think it makes such a difference. And it's something we should all remind ourselves again and again. And it's also good for your health. I'm sure there's people out there that can name many more reasons that posture is good for your health, but you hear that all the time, don't you? So I think that is key to me to feeling and looking chic. As I said, I think chic and polish is an overall mind, body, soul thing. It's not just what I'm wearing. It's got to kind of connect with you on the inside as well. Okay, let's do tip number 5. And no surprises here. It is to add a silk scarf. Let's go back to a bit of fashion, something you can easily do. And what I love about all of these tips is most of them are free and easy. If you want to invest in a silk scarf, you can, but you can find them vintage and really affordable in charity shops. I have one from a charity shop that I got years ago that I still wear now. Borrow them from family, or it doesn't have to be, you know, a designer one or anything like that. You can find things like this on the high street. I do think having maybe a neutral one as well, I do think this neutral one works quite nicely. They just instantly elevate your outfit. So here I've got a classic and very simple outfit on, white t-shirt, trench coat, some jeans and some flats. I like this outfit, there's nothing wrong with it. I just think it feels a little bit boring, maybe a bit safe. Actually, just showing the difference when I put the scarf on, I think it really elevates the look. It's something so simple to do. And I think that's something I'm gonna be doing. It's something I'm gonna be wearing from now on. I actually mentioned this, I think in my spring staples, one of my spring staples videos, that I'm going to invest in one, and I've got one here now. And this is something I'm going to be wearing more to change the look and the feel of my outfits. I actually wore it to like a lunch meeting the other day, and it just changes the way your outfit looks, and it gives it something different that not as many people wear. You know, a lot of people out there have a designer bag, or they have, I don't know, they have things, nice jewelry, but something, adding this feels a little bit different, and it does feel very chic and polished, and something you can do externally to have that chic feeling that will translate to the inside as well. Okay, I've just realized that I put a bonus 8 on my list, and now I think my numbers are out of joint. Anyway, okay. So this is my number 7. I feel like my numbers are all out of place. Anyway, I've got number 7. I do have a number 8 as well, which I think is quite an important one. So I'm gonna add it in. Number 7 is to invest in good quality, but don't buy as much. I think it goes without saying that this is something we should all do more of. And also I think for me, as somebody who talks about fashion and styling a lot, and talks to a lot of people online about it, I have a lot of DMs, things like that. I am finding that a lot more people are actually doing this. People are willing to pay a little bit more for the quality rather than buying quantity and buying lots and lots. They want to buy and invest a little bit more, and you need those core basics. I've done so many videos on this. I'll try and link some so that you can head over there and watch a kind of more condensed version of that, and a focus on those. But basics, you know, as long as you've got good white t-shirt, good shirt, nice black blazer, nice pair of jeans, wide black trousers, nice pair of white trainers, all of these basics come together to make a really cohesive, staple, easy wardrobe. And like I said, I think being chic is about the ease of it too. You don't want to feel too try hard. So I think that kind of goes hand in hand with the minimal, crisp wardrobe. And then you can start interjecting and playing around with certain pieces and accessories on that base kind of layer of your wardrobe. Okay, I did want to mention this 8th one. I did actually add this on last minute and I didn't realize it made 8. It's been a long morning. So my 8th tip to looking and feeling chic and put together and polished is actually your mindset and working on your mind. This is something that has really been at the forefront of my life. I don't know how you say it, but since Christmas really, something I've really been working on and trying to push, and that is just being in a good mindset, being kind to people and being really grateful for what you've got, and also feeling motivated, confident, and all of those things kind of go together with working on your mindset, and that all comes with the things I've just mentioned. So one thing I am doing is reading a lot of books. So I'm going to list and kind of give you a few books that I've been loving to get me in that mindset. Okay, I've got a little stack here. I've got a huge stack downstairs, which I've not had a chance to read yet. So one is Atomic Habits. This is a really, really good one. And actually I read it quite a while ago now, and I want to revisit it and maybe take some notes in it. But one thing that really changed, I know this is so tiny, one thing that really changed for me is a habit that I was encouraged to do in this book, getting my workout gear ready the night before, literally ready next to my bed so I can get into it in the morning, and I've not got that excuse at kind of oh, I've got to go and get it out of the drawer. You know, it's something so simple and tiny. I actually have to go upstairs to get my workout things. So it's like, oh, first thing in the morning, oh, I've got to go get upstairs, rummage it. It's cutting away any barriers that you may have. I know that sounds so tiny, but it really has changed things for me. So I just get up, get in my workout clothes and get going. So that's a really great book. I'd highly recommend. I'm not going to be able to fit all these under my elbow. Oops. And then we've got Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. I'm sure so many of you have read this. This is a really good read. I think I've read this twice. I've highlighted things. But it's a really good book. Again, definitely with all of these, you can come back to them. Self-Love and Spiritual Alchemy is a great one by a woman called Danny Watson. She also does a podcast, and I listen to her podcast via YouTube. She's like a mindset coach, and it's just really useful and uplifting to read, and has kind of given me a slightly different mindset and things that I need to take away and implement. A recent read which I absolutely loved, and I think Danny Watson mentioned it in her book, was The Miracle Morning, 6 Habits That Will Transform Your Life Before 8 a.m. I actually found I was doing a few of these things, but having them all together and everything he's listed is so honestly so good and has really improved my mornings, the way I'm seeing the day and that kind of thing. I get up about 6, I get up at 6, and then by 8 o'clock I have done everything, including had a shower, get dressed. So, you know, you don't have to spend ages on these things. And yeah, I just really recommend giving that a read. It's a very interesting one. And then finally, what I'm reading at the minute is No Excuses by Brian Tracy, The Power of Self-Discipline, which again is a really good book with actual useful things that I am implementing. I'm folding down pages, I'm underlining things, and then I'm actually implementing them. And all of these things go together to create, I don't know, some positivity in your life. And that in turn, I think, brings all of these things that you want to feel and project on the outside. So when you combine that internal feeling with external things like your clothes, your hair, your makeup, and feeling good on the outside, both of those kind of reflect and help each other. I really enjoyed filming that actually. It was great to discuss some different things that I actually think are probably the most important. Obviously my channel is quite fashion focused, but it's really nice to take a step back and think beyond that, because fashion really does, I think anyway, go hand in hand with things like confidence, the way you feel on the inside too. So it's really nice to kind of talk about both of these things in conjunction with one another. I really hope it's been useful. If this has been useful, maybe I can go into a deep dive of these things, or maybe kind of expand on them a bit more. Let me know if you want to see anything like that at all. Thank you so much for watching. Links to everything will be in the description box below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.